I saw a pickle jump out of a jar. I saw a pickle leave the house. I saw a pickle board a big airplane. I do not understand. I saw a pickle check into a hotel. I saw a pickle swimming in the sea. I saw a pickle on a luxury cruise. I do not understand. I saw a pickle play a round of golf. I saw a pickle sleeping at the beach. I saw a pickle eating out at night. I do not understand. I saw a pickle get back on a plane. I saw a pickle fly to my house. I saw a pickle jump back in the jar. I do not understand. But now I understand. Now I see why it's okay. Now I understand. 2 days of pickle holiday. Pickle holiday. Pickle holiday. 2 days of pickle holiday. Come on. Now I understand. Now I see why it's okay. Now I understand. 2 days of pickle holiday. Pickle holiday. Pickle holiday. Pickle holiday. Yay, 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 yay.
Hey there, Kitchen Mutants. It is a Friday night. I am your favorite Daddy Pickle in the kitchen, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, it is time for Mutant Cafe Live. Once again, welcome to the Mutant Cafe kitchen. I am so happy to have you here once again. Week 5 of State Fair food, and also week 5 of the last drive-in. Where does it all go, man? Week 5 out of 9. We are almost done, and that makes me sad. What doesn't make me sad, however, is fried pickles, and that should not make you sad either. If you've never had fried pickles, hold on to your pants, whatever. I don't know what I was about to say. Hold on, because these are delicious. Even if you're not a pickle fan, you might want to try these. These are so good. Who doesn't like something fried? We were just talking about this on Twitter earlier today. We are in week 5, and this is week 4 of fried food. Can't help it, man. It is State Fair food, carnival food, festival food. That generally means fried. We're doing fried again next week. I can't help it, man. I like the fried oil. Who doesn't? As long as you're using it in moderation, it's not a problem. So, as I always say, let's start with those ingredients and get moving. This is not a hard recipe, and this is not going to be a long episode. And I swear to my mom, who I think is watching, I'll try to keep the swearing to a minimal this week. We've had a good week on the Twitter, so not a lot of reason to be swearing. So let's get going. We are going to start with the sauce ingredients, and then we've also got the batter ingredients. So let's go with those sauce ingredients. We have a half a cup of sour cream, or if you want to lighten it up because, you know, we are frying, you could definitely use like a Greek yogurt or a regular yogurt. A quarter cup of mayo, 1 tablespoon of chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. Hot, don't use any more than a tablespoon. I like it hot, and I'm using a tablespoon, and I wouldn't go any more than that. Forget what I made once with this, but man, I used a lot more than that. And Hubs and I literally threw it away and got carry out. All right, 2 garlic cloves that we are going to mince up nice and fine. 1/2 teaspoon of coriander, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And as always, I use the pink Himalayan salt. It's a little better for you. And then over here for the pickle batter, you are going to need 2 cups of pickles. These are sliced pickles. I like the classic sliced pickles. They have the ridges on them, which kind of holds the batter a little better. Feel free to slice your own pickles. If you're going to slice them on your own, go thick. These are not as thick as I would like, but again, they have the ridges on them, so I'll compromise. Not a big deal. You got your vegetable oil in your cast iron skillet or your pot that you use for frying. Again, don't forget, only about half to 2/3 full, because if you throw something in here and it, for some reason, gets a little wonky, we don't want it going over and catching the fire underneath, because that is going to be a problem. And we're going to get that up to 375. Don't go much higher than that, because if you go a lot higher than that, it's going to burn really quick. These only cook or only take about 2 minutes to cook, so you definitely don't want the heat higher than that, because the minute you get them in there, they're going to turn black. So we got the vegetable oil going in there. Again, peanut oil and whatever oil you like. Try to go with one that has very little flavor. That's why we're using vegetable oil. Half a cup of all-purpose flour in this big bowl, which is where the spices are going to go and where the magic is going to happen. 1/2 teaspoon. These are all the seasonings for the batter. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. 1/2 teaspoon of coriander. 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. We got a 1/2 teaspoon of Italian herbs in there, which is generally rosemary, basil, and thyme. And then just for shits and giggles, I threw in just a little bit of red pepper flake. That's not in the recipe, but I threw it in there because I like it. And again, pickles, you can use whatever pickles you like. Someone asked about the butter pickles. Have at it. Whatever pickles you like. Extra garlic, that's cool too. We're also going to need 1 egg, 1/4 cup of milk, which we may or may not use all of, and 1 cup of breadcrumbs. These are not the panko breadcrumbs. These are the very fine breadcrumbs. These actually are Italian herb, just to give it a little more herb flavor. If you don't have the ones with the Italian herbs, obviously you're already putting them in, so that is fine. All right, we're going to make this sauce. And the first thing we need to do is we're going to dice up this garlic nice and slow. So let me walk you through the recipe while we do this. Watch your fingers, please. What we're going to do is there's not a lot going on in this recipe, but man, like I said, these pickles are amazing. Brittany told me her husband's very, very happy that there's mayo in the refrigerator. Apparently they don't do a lot of mayo. I know mayo's not great for you. Neither is fried food. But it is state fair food time, or that's the theme of the shows for the next couple weeks, past couple weeks, next couple weeks. So whatever, throw, you're concerned about calories or health out the window, get that mayo out. I already told you can use the Greek yogurt. That's making it a little bit less caloric right there. Brittany's husband, I feel ya. Get that mayo out. It's worth it for this dipping. But really, you can dip these in anything, or you can dip them in nothing. You could dip them in ranch dressing if you wanted. Ketchup's great. Or like I said, these are so herby and good, you can really do these on their own. Okay? All right. And I'm going to back up here because before we make the sauce, I completely forgot what we want to do. I'm used to having these pickles out already. We're going to get a paper towel, or a bunch of paper towels, I should say, and we're going to scoop out these pickles. Now, the recipe calls for 2 cups of pickles. I'm not going to do 2 cups and keep you guys. You guys can do this on your own. Once I show you how to do some, you're just going to repeat over and over and over again. I was talking with someone earlier in the week. This is, he said he was going to do this with his wife, and that made me think this is the perfect recipe to do with 2 people, because one person can be dipping while the other person can be doing the oil. These cook so fast that it actually helps to have 2 people. Again, this is not 2 cups, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do some for you today. So get those on some paper towels, and you're not going to believe in the next 10 minutes or so before we start using them how much juice is going to come off of here. And you want the juice to come off of here. You want these to be kind of dry. That way the batter sticks. Cool? Cool. All right. Again, these are just your normal classic pickles. Yum. Helps once one. Here you go, Hubs. Pickles. So good. These are awesome. If you make little sliders, these little fried pickles, put them on your sliders. Yum. They're great by themselves, though, too. They're really good on fried chicken sandwiches, too. You might as well. What's wrong with fried plus fried? Nothing. All right. So we got these all draining. And again, 2 cups if you're going to do the full recipe. It makes a lot though. 2 cups is a ton. If you're having a party or you got a family of 4 or 6, 2 cups is perfect. You could easily cut this recipe though. Everything cuts well. If you got any questions, please let Hubs know on the YouTube. Again, still no conversation for the Twitter. I apologize. Working out the kinks there. I need another assistant. I can't pay for the one I have.
That's right.
All right, we're going to take this bowl. We're going to take our sour cream or our yogurt in this case. In our case, we're using yogurt. And that's a good point to speak of. If you ever have any questions for substitutions in our recipes, please grab me on Twitter. That is Cafe Mutant, @CafeMutant. Let me know. I'd be happy to give you substitutions. If you're allergic to something or you don't have something, especially right now, I understand ingredients are not the easiest to come by at all times when you can't get to the grocery store. You don't want to get to the grocery store, understandably.
The milk and the egg go for the batter, right?
Yes, the milk, all this stuff is for the batter, milk and egg. Right now, all we got in here is the mayo and the, we're using yogurt. You could be using sour cream. We're also going to put in the chipotle pepper. All right, and that's diced up. It's pretty mushy in the adobo sauce to begin with, so you probably don't need to dice it up. Let's get that garlic in there. Yum. And the reason we're doing this right now is because you just want to sit for a couple minutes, let those flavors kind of marry together. Someone asked earlier, something like this with a remoulade, it's super, I mean, this really is pretty much a remoulade, just a little spicy. Look at that, we're almost done. Vinegar's going in, and so are all these spices. Just the cumin and the coriander and the salt. The rest are going over there. I'll add that in. Look at how easy that sauce was. And again, they make Chipotle Ranch. Grab it if you'd rather do that. I completely understand. All right, let's get this all stirred up. Ooh, it's spicy. I can smell it. Get it nice and combined. You don't want to see any white streaks. It should be nice and pink, salmon color from that peppers. Chipotle peppers in there. And adobo sauce. Yum, yum, yum. All right. That's it. That's your sauce. See how easy that was? This recipe, seriously, guys. 15, we're going to be done by like 35, I guarantee you. All right. Because, yep, my oil's up. So make sure your oil's going. You also might want to turn on your oven if you're doing a big batch of these, because what you can do is you can put them on the paper towels, which we will do. And then you can keep them in the oven nice and warm, because they do get cold pretty quick if they last. We tend to eat them as they're going, and then have the like 5 or 6 on our plate with whatever we're eating. We're having burgers tonight. They go with everything. They go great with fish, great with chicken. All right, there's your sauce. Beautiful. Great. Cool. There's your sauce. I don't know where to put it. Put it here. Get out of the way.
Could we use the same batter and do green beans?
Yes, absolutely. Just put the green beans in a little bit of water. Stick them in the microwave. I don't know, 2-3 minutes maybe. You don't want them too mushy so that they bend. You still want them to hold their kind of be a little rigid and hold their shape. But yeah, absolutely. You could use the same batter for pickles, for green beans, for cauliflower. You can use this batter for mushrooms. Fried mushrooms, man, are a total memory for me. My mom used to be on a bowling league with all of her sisters, the Moppets, I believe they were called, because my grandpa had a cleaning service. One of my absolute favorite memories as a kid was going to the bowling alley and having fried mushrooms. They stay super juicy. You get them in that batter and they get really crispy and puff up. Then when you bite into them, you get that little mushroom kind of squirt. It's really good. Hubs didn't like mushroom squirt. Hashtag mushroom squirt. All right, we got the flour here with a fork. Just kind of break up your flour a little bit. Make sure there's no big lumps. Lumps aren't bad when you're going in the oil, but You don't want big giant lumps because then the middle will not break down and you'll bite into a big floury bite. All right, all the herbs in. That's your cumin and your onion powder and your coriander and your Italian herbs, and I got red pepper flakes in there. And we're just gonna mix those up, again, breaking down the flour, making sure everything gets well incorporated. Recipe's so quick, you guys. Any guesses for the last drive-in this week? Tell you what, I think he's getting sick of us guessing these movies because couldn't be more vague with his riddle this week. Violence of the Mind for movie 1 and Violence in the Streets for movie 2, which is pretty much every single movie that ever did horror movie. I guessed Jacob's Ladder for the Mind because that movie is amazing, and it is, spoilers, all about a dude. His brain is breaking down as he dies. And then Life Force, Tobe Hooper, one of my favorite movies. I guessed it already. 5 weeks in, I've guessed it twice this season. I think I just want him to play it. So we got the herbs in there. I'm going to really quick flip these pickles. And this paper towel, you probably can't see on the video, but it's drenched already. It's drained pretty quickly. Don't have to be completely drained, but just trying to dry them off. I'm actually even going to take a paper towel here, press it really well. Again, if you got questions, give Hubs a shout. Got some movie guesses, let me know.
Brittany says, what about The Descent for the first movie?
Oh, The Descent would be amazing. Right. Yeah, she loses her mind in that for sure. Wow, how good would that be? That would be an amazing movie. The Descent is an amazing movie. Very female-centric. 5, 6, I think, women go spelunking in the caverns and get lost and meet these crazy-ass little creature things. Man, is that a great movie, Brittany? Great idea. I would like to see that. I have long been campaigning for Darcy to take over the trailer one night, have some guests, do a little female action. I'd be totally into that. All right. So get your breadcrumbs right by the oil. Get your flour. Get your pickles on this side. We're going to take the egg. It's going in. If you don't want to use milk, feel free to use a little bit of oil mixed with some water. I'm not going to use all of this milk. I'm going to go half to start, and then I'm just going to beat this up and incorporate it into the flour to make the batter. Very similar to the beer batter we did with the fish. Very, very similar. The only difference is you're not putting the beer in here and you're not getting the bubbles. So it's not going to puff up quite as much, which is fine because if it puffed up, you wouldn't be able to find the pickle inside the batter.
Have you tried this with any alternative flours like coconut or almond flour?
I have not. No, I have not. Good question. Those flours are ground really, really fine. I am using all this milk, by the way. So maybe, yeah, maybe. It's worth a try, honestly. Doesn't work, you're out, half a jar of pickles, a couple little things. There's nothing in this recipe, but that's definitely worth a try. I don't know how the almond would taste, to be honest with you. Coconut would be great. You could definitely use coconut oil as well. Yum. There we go. There's the sirens about every third episode, right? It's Chicago. Right, and this is still a little too thick for me. See that? That's a little too thick, so I'm going to go just a touch of water. Loosen it up just a touch more. Depends on the day, the humidity. There we go. Perfect. All right, now.
Lurking Transmission said almond flour may burn.
There you go. Evan is your man for alternative cooking.
He's never tried it though.
Nah, I can see what you're saying. It's super fine. So yeah, I could see where it might burn. I apologize. I am not the greatest at substitutions. I don't have I don't have any that I know of food allergies. I did as a kid. So I'm not great at alternatives. I apologize. Do not have my degree in food science. I just like to feed my face. All right. When we did the fish, we talked about clean hand, dirty hand. Let me take my ring off. Because that is going to apply here as well. Dirty hand, clean hand. In fact, yeah, I mean, there's no real good way to do this. Let's just say that. So let's get a couple pickles in the batter. You're going to get dirty is what I'm saying, all right? And we're going to dunk these in. I already put my clean hand in the batter, all right? Get them nice and coated with the batter. All right.
So I have another question. If the chips seem kind of on the thicker cut side, should they cook them a little longer, or is that just a matter of cooking the batter?
Nope, it's just cooking the batter. The pickles are going to get a little warm, but you want the pickles to stay crunchy. So the thicker the pickle, the better. I mean, you obviously don't want like a half-inch cut or something like that, but no, the pickles you want to stay crunchy. So that's where the scariness comes in when they're thin, is they're going to get a little mushy. It's cooking like 2 minutes, so don't worry about it. Your pickles will be fine, no matter how thick they are, other than, quarter to a half an inch. All right, we're going to take this pickle right into the breadcrumbs, right? And then right into the oil. And now the clock is going, because that one is only going to take like 3 minutes. So you got to go kind of fast. I'm not going to talk much here. There's 2. Careful when you're going in the oil. Always push it away from you. So if it splatters away. There's 3. We're going to go like 4 or 5 at a time. There's 4. Still got a clean hand. But as you can see, the dirty hand is getting thicker and thicker with batter. And there we go. There's 5. That hand rinsed off. And get your tongs. Because I can already see these first couple, are already turning brown on the underside. You could tell which ones were the first ones you put in. All right, flip them over. Careful. There you go. Get a plate with a paper towel on them. Could you give me the salt, please, Hubs?
Regular or pink?
Regular, please. I'm going to do a nice, thick kosher salt here at the end. Keep checking them. Make sure you're not burning. You want them nice and brown, not too dark. They're going to keep cooking for like a minute once you pull them out. Should be hearing that sizzle. And again, the temperature goes down just slightly when you put something in there. So you might need to kick your heat up just a touch, like I'm doing right there. But these are already puffing up. Even without the beer, they puff up a little bit. Okay, 1 more minute. What you could do, throw your other pickles. Throw some more pickles, I should say.
Question of, is there going to be another cook along on Monday to go with the Memorial Day watch party?
Nope. We're taking a day off. I'm sorry. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of links on Sunday. They're talking about, we are doing Mutant Memorial Day. Thank you for reminding me. We're doing Mutant Memorial Day. That is Mutant Cafe. Oh boy. MutantFan.com. Monster Movie Happy Hour. Killer Horror Critic. And Evan, Light and Sound. Lurking Transmissions kickoff. Evan's in the chat room. Evan, help me. Lurking Transmissions, other podcasts. which I can never remember. Industrial Light and Sound, something Light and Sound. I apologize. We're doing a 5-movie marathon on Memorial Day. We know you're going to be stuck
Ritual
indoors.
Light and Sound.
I'm sorry?
Ritual Light
Light and Sound. Thank you. I'm sorry. You know Daddy Man has like no brain whatsoever. 5-movie marathon, all beachy, all Memorial Day, military. Let me pull these out. I just want to show you these, and then I'll tell you about those movies while we do the second batch. There you go. See how easy those were? Done. Duns-o.
Instead of putting salt on them at the end, could you do something like Cajun seasoning?
Absolutely. Yep. Cajun seasoning, a little bit of Bay seasoning would be great. Old Bay. A little bit of Lowry seasoning salt. You could, I just get a little salt because salt kind of, brings out the flavor. We've talked about salt before. Again, you could definitely be using that pink Himalayan salt. But, I'm just doing a sprinkle like you would on fries or something like that. But man, look at those. Look at those. Yummy. So good. I can't wait to jump into those. All right, so while I get these, let me talk about the movies. On Monday, we're doing 5 movies. Like I said, very beachy, very holiday, very in honor of our veterans. We are also doing some military movies. We're starting at 2 o'clock. Man, I was not prepared to talk about this. 2 o'clock, Mutant Cafe is hosting the first movie, which is Jaws 3. 4 o'clock, we are doing the second movie. Oh, y'all are killing me. I did not bring these up. She's at Evan. Come on, help me out here. Hubs is going to tell you the movies via Evan. I didn't pick all these movies. I did pick Jaws 3D though, which is the first movie. The second movie, I know. All right, we're doing 5 movies. Check out # Mutant Memorial Day. It'll tell you all the movies. We're doing Late Phases, I know, at like 8 o'clock. We're doing I Know What You Did Last Summer. We're doing, Overlords is right after Jaws 3D. Anyhow, there's 5 movies. It's going to be great fun. It starts at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Check out the Twitter, # Mutant Memorial Day, and that's the marathon that we are pulling together for Monday. It's going to be tons of fun. Monster Movie Happy Hour is doing the second movie, which is Overlords, and right beforehand, they're doing a cocktail. I have no idea which one it is. Oh, and speaking of Monster Movie Happy Hour, if you were watching the fish episode, Mary from the Monster Movie Happy Hour did an amazing pickle teeny, which would go great with these, right? A little synergy there. Okay, let's get these in. See, y'all ask these questions. I ask for questions, and then I don't know what I'm doing. Get these in the oil. I don't know why I ask for questions, because I never know the answer. But yeah, there was a question involving a marathon, and I don't know. Oh, am I doing? No, I'm not doing any food for that, but I will be putting up recipes for the fish sandwich. I'm going to repost that ribs thread that I did last weekend when I made Daddy Man's 2 days ribs, which are actually my father's ribs that I kind of zhuzhed up a little bit. 2-day process there, so I'll get that up Saturday. I'll give you a tweet that has several links to some good stuff. I got some little shrimp bites that you might want to try. But don't forget that we have all of our recipes up at all times. I got a recipe guide that shows you all of the recipe links as well as the live cook-along links. We've got coming up on 52 recipes, believe it or not. I haven't been around for 52 weeks, but I have 52 recipes. We are coming up on a year, though, very soon.
Jaws 3, Overlord, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Late Phases, and The Devil's Rock.
There you go. Did y'all hear that? Hopefully you heard that. And almost all of them. It's going to be fun. I mean, who could say no to 10 hours of awesome movies? Jaws 3 is mine, and there, Jaws 3 is amazing. I know Jaws is great. We are actually seeing Jaws on Saturday at the drive-in. Jaws is great, super serious. Jaws 2, great, super serious. Jaws 3, awesome, not serious at all. It is the campiest. Well, I can't speak for Jaws 4. I think there's a Jaws 4. But Jaws 3 is super campy. It takes place at SeaWorld, and the mother Jaws, the Baby Jaws is dead or something. I don't know. It was in 3D. That 80s 3D madness when Friday the 13th Part 3, Horror Part 3, and Jaws 3D all came out around the same time, and they brought 3D back, and it's fun. Even when you're not watching it in 3D, it is hilarious, and it's a great way to start that marathon. I know what you did last summer. Come on, we all love that movie. Awesome military movie. Late Phases, I can't speak enough about. A retired military vet moves into a retirement home and encounters werewolves, as you do at most retirement homes. It's got Tina Louise, who's awesome. If you don't know who that is, she is Ginger from Gilligan's Island. Great movie. All right, we're almost done. I should bite into one of these, right? Cool down just slightly. Make sure they cool down just a little bit. Get it in that dipping sauce. Ooh. Crunchy, herby. Ooh, that spicy sauce is so good. Plate these up.
On your the plate.
Oh, thank you. Almost done. Told you it was going to be a quick one tonight. Once you guys got plenty of time to get these fried up, watch that countdown. I had a non-last drive-in person ask me what the deal is with us sitting there for an hour watching an empty trailer park. It's fun. The crickets and the railroad tracks. Anything for Joe Bob, right? All right, these are done. Pull these out. It's easy, right? By now, y'all should know how to fry. If you didn't know how to fry before, you got the frying down pat, right? How many things have we fried? Jalapeno poppers, we fried fish. Is that it? Jalapeno poppers, walking tacos were not fried. We did fish, was fried. We did Dutch babies, not fried, and now this is fried. So 3 out of 5, that's not bad. Next week is fried. My man Pete, someone I met from the original marathon almost 2 years ago, asked for churros. And so, spoiler, that's next week, churros. Going back into dessert land, and that is fried. Fried dough dipped in sugar and cinnamon. You had me at fried. You kept me with sugar and cinnamon. All right, there we go. These are done. Man, I don't know what's going on out there. That's it. Batch number 2. And as you can see, we're doing these 6 at a time. You got enough for 2 already done. You could definitely put more of these in the pan if you're using a normal stove. We're using this little burner, so it's hard to cut. Oops, don't do that. All right, I'm done. You can keep going. We're gonna get a couple more of these on the plate. I'm just trying to grab them. Let's get a little bit of sauce on this plate. Told you it was a quick one, y'all. But man, is it good. A little bit of that sauce right there on the side. Pepper. Maybe just a little tiny pickle so you know what you're dealing with. That's it. That is your fried pickles with Chipotle dipping sauce. Whoops. There you go. YouTube. Fried pickles, Chipotle dipping sauce. It's delicious. Got a little spice. Nice tangy pickles. I'm going to take one more bite. Make Hubs jealous. So good. Make sure you try these. You can see the steam come out of there. He's burning his mouth. Excellent with a beer. So good. Give these a try. Ooh, that Chipotle kicks up on you. That is the recipe. Like I said, I will see you next week for fried churros. Thank you again for joining me. I will see you in the tweets in about an hour and a half. Can't wait to see what the next 2 movies are. I really appreciate you guys. We have a lot coming up. I am planning, we only have 4 more episodes of the State Fair food, but I have already picked what the next theme is, and you guys are going to love it. I did the first recipe last night, and man, did it turn out amazing. So good that Hubs broke a rule that he never breaks, and he had yesterday's meal for today again at lunch, which he never wants to do. That's how good it is. So get ready in 4 weeks. We got another, or 5 weeks. We got another special coming up. It may premiere. I got to see what the Last Drive-Ins premiere for their big special. Darcy was a little vague on when that is going to happen. It might premiere for that. We might take a week off. I just got to see what's going on with that. But it is something you are not going to want to miss, and it's something that you guys are going to get to participate in. Thank you guys again. I'm going to give you your close-up. I will see you in the tweets, and I will see you next week. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. There you go, Twitter. There's your fried pickles. I hope you enjoy them. Thank you for joining us. I'm just grabbing another one. And let's get the YouTubers a nice little close-up of those fried pickles. Oh, look at those. Dip them right in there. And right in my mouth. Thanks for joining me, guys.